cried yourself to sleep every morning after you tunneled up, wailing for your mommy. Billy smirked, rubbing his swollen blackened hands together, eagerly anticipating a fight. Weeping and wailing like a worthless little malady full of embalmer's juice. Yeah? Joe just grinned wider. His brain radio, the waves of telepathic sound that help us talk around rotted throats and tongues, veered into a hard, fast electric guitar screech that could have been real anger, could have just been the need to fight. We'll see who's spitting up formaldehyde by the time He grabbed me hard enough to snap bones, hauling me straight off my feet. I shrieked, groped behind me for his neck and throttled until I heard rattling teeth, felt blowflies and carrion beetles turn to mush and juice beneath my fingers. He wrenched my hand away and threw me in the damp riverbank dirt, trying to straddle me, but my legs are stronger, and a few kicks sent him sprawling on a layer cake of dead leaves. The gang surrounded us to watch, the eagerness for good bone-breaking fun stronger than any flesh hunger, all except Link, who hung back, drawn and worried. Link's a sweetheart, he is, but however book-smart he was alive, he's got no clue about anything that matters. I turned to give him a little don't-worry glance, and that distracted second was all Joe needed to flip me over and force-feed me a heaping mouthful of dirt. You fugger! I coughed and spat, horse-kicking as Joe tugged at my elbow like a sailor hauling anchor. What's that? Joe laughed a groaning guttural sound that would make a human crap bricks and yanked harder. That dog bite tremor was happening again, up and down my left side this time, and he was too excited to care. Didn't catch that. He tugged more and I kicked more, and he pulled so hard that I felt vibrations through my arm socket and something close to panic. No, stop it! I finally found my legs again, rolling onto my back and getting a foot so hard in his chest I heard something snap and deflate. He gasped in pain, growled, and pulled back, ready to kick something loose inside me. The whole gang roared with glee. All right, Link stumbled over, gave Joe a shove. That's enough. Not the whole gang, then. Joe was on his feet again, looming over small, skinny Link like the biker bully he'd been while he was alive. Says who, baby boy? You? Let's hear it. Silence. Well, let's hear it. Easy there, murmured Florian, holding up a flesh-stripped hand, but with Teresa away or asleep we had no fearless leader, no rules to stop us. Not that she cared much either. Link stood his ground, glaring. Joe let out a wet, congested hiss from deep in his throat, the warning of a worse beating than he'd ever given me or anyone else, and as he crouched ready to spring on Link, I touched his shoulder. Joe. I used my low, growling voice, the one he liked. Stop. We could all hear it in our heads, Joe's brain radio cycling down from hard, screeching electric guitar to a soothing acoustic strum. Right off when I touched him, his fists started uncurling. That's what Link just doesn't get, never will, about Joe and me. Link glanced at my remaining arm, making sure it was still attached, then buckled to Joe's and my seniority and turned away. His own brain radio never changes, a lonely one-handed piano, each plink, plink, a teardrop of notes splashing down. Awkward and silent now, a group blind date turned bad, we left my arm lying at the riverbank and wandered deeper into the trees. We hadn't gone 200 yards when Link let out a sudden excited arpeggio, still hollow and lonely, and we all caught the scent. Deer, again. Link stood waiting, silently challenging Joe not to let him go chase it. An indifferent little skirt on Joe's guitar strings, hunger beating back rage, and the tension broke. Link turned and vanished after that good meat smell. We stood there, shaking, waiting. The Who's like to make fun of how we walk, and it's true, we can't really run, can't manage much past a stagger. But Link is just that little bit faster, fleeter than the rest of us, and he knows his business. We gathered in a tight semicircle, freeze-tagging shoulder to shoulder, still as winter trees. Waiting. A big, beautiful stag rushed terrified into the clearing, Link right behind it as it bounded the wrong way in its panic. One great roar in all our ears, 8 ear-splitting dissonant brain radio symphonies of triumph, and we closed the circle tight around that deer, broke legs as it tried jumping over us, tore away antlers when it tried barreling through us, groaned triumph over its rising screams of pain before Joe wrapped a hand around the stag's neck and stopped all sound with a single